This is a report for a club trip that Zach Wilson and I ran over the March long weekend from the upper King River across to Jamieson. The two convoys set off from Mansfield and headed up towards Buttercup and up the Buttercup Road, where we aired down. From here we travelled along the rest of Buttercup Road and up Carter's Road towards Tomahawk Hut. It was here that each convoy went its separate ways. My convoy headed on down the Buckland Spur track towards Lake William Hobble, while Zach's convoy headed up to Mount Number 3 across to Mount Sterling and Craig's Hut. It was here at the bottom of Buckland Spur track that we had lunch and then had a bit of a play around on some of the tracks nearby. After this, we headed across through Sandy Flat across to Burnt Top track. It was on Burnt Top track when I was taking some video of Michael that he got me nicely. You can tell by the smile on his face and the mud on the front of his car that he really enjoyed it. There were some beautiful views from the top of Burnt Top track. There was a nice little set of steps at the top of Burnt Top track. It was quite interesting. From the top of Burnt Top track, we then headed on down towards our camp for the night, around some pretty big fallen trees over the track, and into our camp for the night with the other convoy in Pineapple Flat. The other convoy of about 8 vehicles led by Zach Wilson had a terrific trip across Mount Number 3, down to Mount Sterling and Telephone Box Junction, over Craig's Hut, down into the King Hut and along the valley to Pineapple Flat, where we shared a campfire together. The next morning we were up early and both convoys went their separate way. Our convoy headed along the King River up towards the King River Hut, where we had a bit of fun in a couple of the river crossings along the way. And we had a good look at the King Hut, and then up onto the Circuit Road, up Clear Hills track towards Craig's Hut. It was at Craig's Hut. We had a bit of a look around, a bit of morning tea, and then headed on up through the Clear Hills track towards Monument track. On down the Monument track, over the Circuit Road, and then down towards Bindaree Hut. From Bindaree Hut, we then headed across towards Pikes Flat, and then up the 16-mile Jeep track, over towards 8 Mile Gap, Refrigerator Gap, and to the upper Jamieson Hut. This here is the crossing of the Jamieson River at the upper Jamieson Hut. When we got to the hut, we had a bit of a relax in the sun and some lunch and waited for the other convoy to arrive. After lunch, we headed off again, this time towards Mount Sunday. It was along this road that we grabbed some firewood for the night and then headed on towards Wren's Flat. This was another great campsite with a really welcoming river. Again, the two convoys came together for a night around the campfire. Once again, we were up early the next morning and both convoys went their separate way. This time our convoy went up along Mitchell's track while Zach's convoy headed out towards Jamieson via the Skene Road. Mitchell's track proved to be a bit of a fun track, quite challenging in places, and some beautiful views along the way. Also, the terrain changed a fair bit along the track. Here it's quite dusty, and then it turned into some ferrous rock along the way. On this track there was some nice little steps to get up, this one included, as we headed on towards our final destination at Granny's Flat. This was our last crossing of the trip, where we all finished here at Granny's Flat and aired up and made our separate ways home. Thanks for watching.